Now, can you think of any worse possible job to have after you die than working in this pizza place?
No. Well, maybe cleaning the pizza place.
Well, it looked like you were doing all of that in there.
I kind of did, yeah.
So, now, if you had someone who was very close to you commit suicide, would you be more okay with it or less okay with it if you knew that this was their final destination after the fact?
I would be. I'd be less okay with it. I think. I mean, your troubles are gonna follow you wherever you go, because they're they're in your head, and so I would be pretty bummed if I found out somebody I knew went and just kind of got screwed.
Well, what I thought was interesting for me is this really is kind of like my own experience moving somewhere away from family and friends, and was that kind of the idea that you were bringing to this? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. I imagined it would be he's an outsider. I pictured him as sort of an outsider during life, and he's obviously an outsider in a world of outsiders in death. And
Well, do you think he gets along better with the people in this world than he did when he was alive? I mean, he seems like he gets along better with the people that he meets here.
it's interesting. I mean, I always kind of thought of Z as a pretty relaxed, confident person. So I think maybe he does, because he's lost. When you go through that process, the mental, suicide, like going through that, mentally and physically, has got to be pretty gnarly. So after he's gone through that and he finds out that his hope of shedding himself of his despair or whatever is totally gone, what else is there to do? So I think he just sort of starts taking everything at face value. It's sort of like it's a numbness to everything that I think he's feeling, which makes him a little more open.
Well, did shooting this out in like the middle of nowhere, it seemed, kind of becoming like your own purgatory? Or did you guys have fun in these locations you were shooting?
Oh, we had a lot of fun. I mean, it got pretty crazy at some times because it was so hot and we were working such long days, especially for the crew. So, I mean, it would get trying. It definitely was trying. But I mean, we were all there for one purpose. Nobody was making any money off of it, and so we were coming together to sort of to do something we cared about, and that's what made it so fun. Like, we were out there sort of suffering for it. We were like putting in our work, putting in our sweat and blood for it.
Where was this shot? I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
Oh, you don't even know where you were? Well, I mean, was it? It looked to me like out towards Barstow and going
it
toward
was.
Laughlin. Is that kind of?
It was a bit more north. It was like there was a lot downtown. All the in-city stuff was downtown, and then we shot at a couple houses like in some suburbs, and then we went out like 2 hours north, like up past Santa Clarita. There's names, they name these places, I don't know. But the middle of nowhere. We stayed at a Best Western that was kind of sketchy, and it was so fun. I mean, everybody was in the Best Western. We'd all go swim in the evenings. It was so hot. We'd go out, drive 90 miles into the desert, and shoot. It was really.
What was it like working with Leslie Bibb? Because she seems a little crazy to me. I've met her a couple of times.
Have you had her today?
I haven't seen her today, but last time she put a restraining order on me.
She's crazier this time. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if she takes a shot at you.
Really?
Yeah. She took one at me earlier.
A swing like a punch?
Oh yeah, right to the gut. Damn it.
What did she do that for?
Good body hook she has. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. She was just really excited to see me. Bam. She's outrageous. We went into rehearsals. I met Shannon. Shannon is stunning. So I was already nervous and sort of worked up about that. And I'm working with Shannon, and that was great. And then Shannon leaves, and then Leslie walks in, is equally stunning, but now like taller, almost than me, and blonde, and uh, gripping. I mean, she's so intense. She came in, and she was like, "We're lovers in this story. You know, I'm gonna break your heart, Patrick." And in that 20-minute rehearsal, I fell in love with her, and she broke my heart. Um, no, no, she just sort of decided. She's like, you're my boy toy, and we're in love, and that's how she played it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But do you have your own personal views on the afterlife?
No, you guys are gonna hear my Star Trek joke again.
Oh, did you?
I hadn't thought about it much. I mean, I've it's hard to think of not existing because you've never done that before. So, you know, how can you picture it if your soul or your being does not live on or does not transfer into some other energy, whatever you believe happens, like you can't really imagine what's going to happen if that doesn't happen. So I'd always pictured, like, when I was a kid, you know, you go to church, you learn about heaven. If you're good, you get into heaven. If you're bad, you go to hell. And hell has fire and some guy with horns, and heaven has clouds and people with halos. That's sort of how that was my idea of it. And then, I don't know what to think now, but I realized earlier when somebody asked me that question, I used to watch Star Trek with my mother, The Next Generation, all the time. And my favorite parts of the episodes is when they would go to the holodeck and they would get to create whatever scenario they wanted to create. And I thought it would be pretty bitchin' after you die, if you go to heaven, God gives you a holodeck and you get to play on your own holodeck.
Oh, that's funny. That sounds neat to me. So,